Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a very specific, and frankly, a bit of a headache-inducing fault code, C1095. Now, if you're a Lincoln owner, this code might sound familiar. It points directly to an electronic parking brake, or EPB malfunction. Specifically, it means the parking brake motor circuit is open. This is a Lincoln-only code, so if you're seeing this, you know exactly what system is acting up. So, what are the common symptoms you'll experience with a C1095 code? The most obvious one is a warning light on your dashboard. Uswaji salin, service, park brake, or something similar. You might also find that your electronic parking brake won't engage or disengage at all. It could be stuck on, or it might refuse to turn on, which can be a real safety concern. Sometimes, you will hear a clicking or a buzzing sound from the rear of the vehicle when you try to operate the brake, but nothing actually happens. This is the motor trying to work, but failing because of that open circuit. Let's talk about the usual suspects. What causes this C1095 code to pop up? On Hawaii, the most common culprit is the EPB motor itself. These motors are mounted directly onto the rear brake calipers, and over time they can just fail internally. The circuit inside the motor breaks, creating that open circuit condition. The code is flagging. Another very common cause is wiring damage. The wires leading to the EPB motors are exposed to the elements under the car. Road debris, corrosion from salt and water, or even just flexing over time can cause a wire to break or a connector to corrode. The connector pins themselves can get bent or pushed back, leading to a poor or non-existent connection. Now, how do we diagnose this properly? First, a visual inspection is key. Get under the rear of the vehicle and take a close look at the wiring harnesses going to both rear calipers. Look for any signs of chafing, breaks, or corrosion. Pay special attention to the connectors. Unplug them and inspect the pins for any green, crusty corrosion or damage. If the wiring looks good, the next step is to test the motor circuit itself. You'll need a multimeter for this. Set it to the resistance, or ohm setting. Unplug the connector at the EPB motor. You'll typically find 2 pins in that connector. Place your multimeter probes across those 2 pins on the motor side. A healthy motor should show a certain amount of resistance. If your multimeter reads OL, or open line, that's your confirmation. It means the circuit inside the motor is broken, and the motor needs to be replaced. If you do get a resistance reading, the problem is likely in the wiring between the module and the motor. You'd then need to check for continuity on those wires. But honestly, in most cases, with this code, the test points directly to a failed motor. So, you've confirmed the motor is bad. What's the fix? The solution is to replace the faulty EPB motor. The good news is that on most Lincolns, you can replace just the motor without having to replace the entire brake caliper, which saves a lot of money and effort. The motor is usually held onto the caliper with just a couple of bolts. Before you start, you will now need to put the electronic parking brake system into its service or maintenance mode using a capable scan tool. This is a critical step. This mode fully retracts the parking brake piston, allowing you to remove the motor and later to compress the caliper piston if you're also doing a brake job. Skipping this step can damage the new motor or the caliper. Once it's in service mode, you unbolt the old motor, swap in the new one, and bolt it down. After it's installed, you use the scan tool again to take the system out of service mode. This will initialize the new motor. Finally, clear the C1095 code and cycle the parking brake on and off a few times to make sure everything is working as it should. The warning light should stay off, and your parking brake will be back in action. And that's a wrap on troubleshooting the Lincoln-specific C1095 fault code. It's almost always a bad motor or a wiring issue right near it. With a simple multimeter test, you can pinpoint the problem and get it fixed. I hope this guide helps you tackle this issue with confidence. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more repair guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.